Right, good morning. Kev from KLT Electrical Services. Welcome back to the channel. Today should be a very short video really, because we've got this Worcester boiler which is controlled by this Honeywell control unit and this mobile thermostat, and obviously this just works as a thermostat and nothing else. You can't do anything else with it, program it to come on and off and stuff like that, so it just kicks in and out with the thermostat. So what we've got is we've got a Nest Learning Thermostat, I think it's Generation 3 with the stand, and we're going to change those for this. So yeah, let's just get it out of the box. It's in stainless, so bear with me. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Yeah, it's in stainless, so looks quite nice unit. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. That's what the video is about. Got my Veto Pro Pack little tool bag, which is just a sort of a maintenance bag. Fork and earth, I can't find the end of it, it's there, fork and earth, and then some crimps and stuff which I'll use for connecting the flex up to. The only problem I can see is I know from past experience that these the control unit for these needs to be 30 centimeters away from the boiler, which is down here somewhere. I am told that this is coming out because I want to try and get a cupboard around there at some point, so this is coming out. So what I might just do is drill through here temporarily. I'm going to need to take the boiler front off. I'll have all the plumbers going, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that, but unfortunately this bit of flex that comes out of the boiler as it stands is too short, so we can only get it to here. So yeah, we will need to take the front off and just wire a new bit of flex in, but yeah, so I'll get that done and then come back. Right, so we've got the front off the boiler, got the under panel off, and then we're left with that. Before anyone comments, we're not doing anything with this, we're not touching it, not touching this, because we're not qualified to. All we're doing is removing that programmer or wiring unit and altering this flex in here, because I don't think it's going to be long enough, but we have proven dead. The isolator is over the back here, which is off. I only have control of that. That's for the dishwasher underneath, so it's this one that controls the boiler. I've proven dead, it's off, so that's all fine. So yeah, what we're going to do is remove this. So we've got live, neutral, live coming in, and then that's call for heat, I believe. So yeah, we'll take these off, disconnect these, and then swap them over to the equivalent in the Nest, which I'll show you very shortly. Right, so we've got the Nest wiring centre now, taken that apart. So we've got all these terminals in this little diagram here. So we've got our neutral and live, and then we've got our common, which will come into number 2, and then number 3, you see the switch there, is call for heat. So that translates live, neutral, black will be the common, and the grey is call for heat. So black will go into number 2, which is there, and number 3 will be the grey. So yeah, that's how it translates. So we'll get this off the wall, probably put you on time lapse while I get this off the wall. I'm going to see what I'm going to do here, but I'm not sure yet because there's no rear entry for a Nest, so the cable's going to have to come out and then go up and in. It's just going to look a bit messy, so, and it needs to go 30 centimeters away from the boiler. So yes, apparently this is coming out anyway, so I may just get this removed because there's going to be a unit going around this anyway to box this in. So I may just remove this and then just attach the wiring centre directly to the wall down here. But yeah, I'll stick you on time lapse. Right, so we just removed that. It wasn't too bad, it's only tacked in, and as I say, this is being boxed in with a cupboard anyway. So yeah, that's what it's looked like. Well, that's what it looks like. So yeah, the kitchen's been retiled as well. So I think what we'll do, we'll put the Nest down here, because obviously we've got an isolator there for the dishwasher which goes down. This is for the boiler. Yeah, so plumber, there's some filters, plumbers, eh? Yeah, so we'll get this off the wall. I'll put you on time lapse now. We'll prepare this area. I'll put the the Nest wiring unit on the wall, and then we'll bring you back off time lapse and talk you through connecting it up. Right, as you can see, that's now mounted. We'll hoover this up once it's done, but it's now mounted on the wall. Not quite 30 centimetres away, but again, I don't want to start chipping these tiles off and stuff like that, so they are apparently being removed, but yeah, I don't want to start completely smashing the kitchen around because I've already taken this bit of box section out, so it is what it is. It'll work fine, so yeah. As you can see, this flex is not long enough, so what we're going to do is get a new bit of flex, run it through where this is running through. That gland obviously goes into that metal section there, so run a new bit of flex, wire it in this end, wire it in this end, and then connect it up, which I'll run you through as and when I do that. Right, as you probably just saw, that was a bit of a struggle. All plumbers moan about Worcester boilers because apparently there's no space in here for whatever their plumbing bits, but there's hardly any space in here for other bits as well. So anyway, what we've done is run a new bit of flex out the back where the old bit was coming through. It comes through here, and then we're going to push that gland back in place to protect it as it goes through that metal section, and then it comes up here, and I've taken this out. Obviously we'll screw it in place there once I've stripped it back. So yeah, that's where we are. We'll wire this bit in first of all, and then I'll come back to it and talk through this. So this is where this Knipex Ergo strip comes into its own when it comes to flex. I think most people have got them now, but they're just amazing. Stick it in like that, give it a squeeze and a twist. Strips like that. No damage to the flex cores at all. Brilliant. Worth its weight in gold. Also, I think this is 1.5. So what you do is you look at the corresponding little notch there, 1.5, which is, can't see because of the shadow, that there, pull like that, it strips. Obviously I'll strip a bit more than that, but like that. Brilliant. Right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use little ferrules just to go on these flex cables. So they're quite fine stranded, so this is only a cheap Amazon kit, but it does the job. So what we do is twist them, put them on, like that, get a nice little connection. The earth on the last flex was cut out, but what I'll probably do is get a Wago just to leave that in there and just leave it floating. These two here is the live and the common. I'm gonna have to go and get a twin ferrule, which you can put two cables in. Hopefully the terminal is big enough, because the biggest one that will fit in the terminal is this blue one, but I don't think I can get both cables in that, so I'll go and get a double ferrule and see how we get on. Right, so I've got my double ferrules. Let's have a look. First of all, I've got to try and see which one fits in the terminal. So these red ones are saying they're 1.5s. Yeah, that fits nicely in the terminal. So let's see if we can get these two bits of flex, a common and a live, into the same ferrule together. Give them a twist together. Then what we should do, go up there and over the top of those. It's a little bit tight, but he's going and it is in the end. So let's take that out. Let's give that a crimp. There we go. Double ferrule. So that's my live and my common, my neutral, core for heat and earth. So I'm going to put that in a little Wago. But yeah, there we are. Right, so there we have it. That ferrule's in there. It's live, common, neutral, core for heat, and all I've done is just put the earth flex instead of cutting it out, because there's no terminal for it. But instead of just cutting it out, well, there are half terminals here, but it's got no connector block. So instead of just cutting these out, I always put it in a connector. That's an ideal connector, and that will just sit in there like that. All absolutely fine. This little ideal connector set is quite useful. Right, so I forgot to say at the start, this is just a combi boiler, and the nest we're installing isn't going to be wired, it's going to be on a stand, so it's going to work wirelessly. So yeah, so all we do is look at this wiring diagram. Live, neutral, and then your common, and then your core for heat. So corresponding neutral, live, forget 1, 2 is your common, and then 3 is your core for heat. I think that's right. Yeah, 2 common, 3 core for heat. So in here obviously you've got brown, blue, live, neutral, and then our black was our common and our grey was our core for heat. So that'll be going in number 3. And our common will go in number 2. So very simple with a with just a combi boiler. Not much else to do. If we had if this was wall mounted and we were running a cable to it, it would obviously have more cables, or we'd have to run more cables from there, but we're not, so it's all working wirelessly. So what I'll do is I'll probably put you on time lapse as I prep this, and then talk through it again. Right, okay, so what we're about to do is connect the cable from the boiler to the heat link here. So first of all, furthest left we've got neutral, so that's my blue. So I'll put ferrules on these, as you can see, and they all fit in quite nicely, these little black ones, so they'll make it nice and neat, good connections, instead of just having quite small stranded wire pushed into these terminals. Might be this way. That was reasonable. I need to use small like this, but they'll move up small. So this one doesn't want to go in. There we go, that's it. Hide it at a funny angle. Right, now, what was it we said before? So the black's my common, so on the heat link, heating relay common, number 2. So that's that one there, so he goes in there. Let's get him in. There you go, relay in, it's quite tight, I think. These terminals are really small. If you go in at a slight angle, oh no. Let's do that. nice little salt. There we go. It's not in it for some reason. Inlaid down this as well. That's so a couple of positions to it. Like a position torture, I guess I would call it. I don't know what I'm doing. Does not want to go down for some reason. No why. It's not quite there. No, that's hard like that. Yeah, you're going so small. These are quite difficult to clean. Oh well. Let's go off. There we go. Right. Literally, if you have it at ever so slight angle or anything, it just does not want to go in. There we go, right. And then we've got the grey, which is the core for heat. So, on here, terminal number 3, heating relay normally open, stroke core for heat. So, number 3. Let's undo that right, because as we already know, they're a pain. If we get it straight, it's a pain. That's an absolute pain. Google, if you do ever watch this video, can you see the real life, there we go, the real life struggles we get with these terminals, and just try and make them ever so slightly bigger, because it really is a struggle to get that in there. Right, so what we're going to do then is I have to cut that earth down, I think. So they push back there. I'm going to push it up there so we've got no stranded cable or single insulated cable exposed. Then what we do, get that screw him back. There we go. That'll hold that in there, that'll hold them in there. May ever so slightly be too long, those cables, but that gripper will hold that outer sheathing in place, and shouldn't cause any problems. I guess the other thing is I've used 1.5, whereas a lot of other people would use 1mm for this, so I guess the cables are a little bit fatter, but that's what I had, so it is what it is. So, but so we've got our cover. So actually, that earth cable does go in there nicely, and then that just clips on there like that. Right, clips on there like that. Now that's in place. So we've wired it from here to there. Next thing to do is plug the base in and switch the thermostat on. Right, so here's the stand. Got a plug. Got some little instructions here. That comes out. Then we've actually got the base itself. And then in here we have the cable. So let's undo this little Velcro. Put in this little bit of tape. And then we'll plug the USB end in that way, which is then going to go in our plug. Well, that's a bit of a pain. So we'll take that out for now and we'll plug that in there. Right, so then this then feeds through there, up through that hole, and then sits nicely in there in those little grippers. Right, apologies, got a little bit carried away, but the back plate does secure in place on the stand. So the other end of the USB plugs in there. That then sits on there, and as you can see, there's 2 screw holes. These screws which come with it just sit in there like that, and then they screw in position just like that. That sits there, sits in there like that, screws in position. Then that back plate can't move around. Because this is plugged into here, we've got this terminal here. What happens is the nest just sits on there and pushes in, clicks in place, and then that can turn without that moving around. So right, let's put this up here and then we'll get into the setup. Alright, so all I'm doing now is just going through all the setup. Controls on off, yep. We are gas and we've got radiators. Click. Combi boiler, heat on and off, yep. So we've set the language, got the internet connection, set the location, equipment, temperature, save energy by eco temperatures when no one's home, or turn them on manually anytime. So choose your eco temperature. We'll probably have it a little bit higher than that, so maybe just 15, so if no one's home. Click that, and then yep, and then right, that's an entry key, so I won't show you that because then everyone can control the heating. Adjustment helps your thermostat learn the preferred temperature. Lovely. Setup is done. It may take a few minutes to show the correct temperature. Lovely. Right, so finished. So that's all set now. Yeah. Right, so the boiler's all back together. Put the casing on, underneath's all on, a few spurs on, heat link's connected because of the green light. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the thermostat. So this one picks us up when we walk near it. So it's currently 20 degrees in here. Oh, sorry, 22, and the temperature was set to 20. So if we turn that up to say 24.5, like that, the boiler's then kicked in. So yeah, so that's all working absolutely fine. Just running through a couple of bits. So you click on it, it tells you the weather, the time, the date, the rain, all that jazz. Settings, you can got everything here that you can go through, date, time, etc, etc. So yeah, but that's all working. To control it from your phone, all you got to do is install the Nest app and then log into Google and set it up from there. But other than that, it's a good system. It's fairly simple to install, especially with just a combi boiler. Yeah, and it's a nice, neat way of controlling your heating if you're not in or whatever from your phone. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's my phone. Yeah, if you like what you see, then obviously thumb up and subscribe and press the bell for further videos. I don't like plugging it too much, but yeah, it sort of gives you a bit more motivation to go on and add some more videos and stuff. So yeah, do that for us, and then yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take care, see you later.